Hey, it's me, Rosie, and we are back with Tantric Tips with Rosie Bits. Woo! Okay, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, grab my free gift, and let's get started. So, you may want to look at last week's video around body love and aging, because I'm doing a little series around body love right now. But you can also jump in right here, because today I'm going to give you some tips on how to become best friends with your body. Hey, I just want to point out, because we're all here in this video, my breasts are distracting. Are they really that big in real life? They look huge. So I think they're actually smaller in real life, but enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. So do you see what I just did? Right there, that's a little thing. I was like, they look huge, but actually, you know what? Catch yourself in the act of loving your body. I love my breasts. Huge, medium size, small, whatever. I love them. Making best friends with your body involves catching yourself in the act of loving your body and allowing it to be. I love my son's partner. She's so great at this. I'll like walk across her standing in front of the mirror and she'll be like, I look great. Wow, like look at this skirt on me. Or like she's a very athletic human, so she's like, look at my muscles are looking good. And usually when we're growing up, people are like, don't do that. That's conceited. That's not okay. No, that's bullshit. Yes, catch yourself in the act of loving yourself. When you see yourself in the mirror and you're like, damn, stop in that moment. Enjoy your beauty. Enjoy this body, right? Allow that to be. Okay, tip number 2 is actually look at your naked body in the mirror. It's amazing working with hundreds, maybe into the thousands now, of mostly femme-bodied humans. When we come to do, in my burlesque classes, we do a photo shoot as well. When we come to do the photo shoot, it's amazing how many people have actually not looked at their naked body in the mirror in a long time. They get busy having careers or raising children or doing creative things, and they just stop and don't look. And I remember actually I'd been in that place too, in my like early 30s, where I just stopped looking at myself in the mirror. So if you want to become friends with this vessel, take a look at it. Look at it in the mirror. Look at it from all angles, even the ones that you don't really like, right? Look at it and start to get used to being connected to it. Look at it every day. I try to look at my naked body every morning when I get up. And we're friends, right? So I look and I'm like, oh, you're still here. Oh, this is so nice. Hey, little squishy body, welcome back to the world, right? And start to, sometimes you can feel quite confronted. So what I want you to do is when you look, start with some neutrality. Like, okay, that's a body. If you're feeling confronted, start just with like, that's a body. It's alive, which is actually a very good, big deal in all the things we've been living through in the last 2 years. So that's a body, check. And then you can move to, oh, I actually really like my shoulders, they're really nice. Or my arms are looking really good. Or like me, I love my breasts, so I always go back to my breasts. And then you can move to the harder places where you're like, ooh, I don't usually like the squish around my belly, but today I'm gonna take a look and see if maybe it's okay. And eventually you're gonna get to the point, when you do this practice over and over and over again, you're gonna get to the point where you're actually gonna start loving it. Like all my squishy bits now, all the bits that I hid for years, my cellulite, my thick thighs, my jiggly ass, I'm like, I don't care, I love it. Like it means I'm alive, it means I'm here, it means I'm in this vessel that can experience life, and I'm grateful. So that's the next part, is start to give gratitude. And I would say these last 2 tips I'm going to mix together. So I would say start to touch your body, touch it. So a lot of times we don't consciously touch our bodies. Like we clean ourselves, maybe we masturbate, but those are very purposeful ideas, right? I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and it's going to end in this. I want you to just touch your body just to feel it, just to enjoy the sensation of being in your body and to get to know it. And then as you're touching it, I want you to offer it some gratitude. So a little thank you. You can be like, thank you, arms, for being able to reach things. And thank you, hands, for holding things and being able to caress people. And thank you, face, for smiling at people, for being able to allow the rest of the world to know what it is that I'm thinking and emote feelings and connection, etc., etc., right? Giving gratitude. And if that's really hard with the external part of this vessel, I want you to start giving gratitude to the internal part. Our bodies are fucking miraculous. Literal universes working constantly, never a moment off, for our benefit, to hold and encompass what is us, so that we can walk through this world, so that we can experience sensually what it is to be a human. So start thinking about that. My heart never stops. It beats and it beats and it beats until I die. It never asks anything from me. It just continues, right? My lungs breathe in and express CO2, breathe in oxygen, express CO2, and they do this again and again and again until I die, or until I consciously shut it and then open it again. There are so many things that are happening so that we can be alive. And when I start to think about that, especially in areas of my body, say that I'm not super into, like, I've gained weight around my tummy, and it bothers me more than my tummy ever has. I've always really loved my tummy. So having some weight there has been like, oh, it's like harder to bend and to stretch and to do things. And so I've been getting into the idea of like, what is that weight about? My tummy, this whole area of my body encompasses my digestive system, but if you go down, also my sexual and reproductive system. When I have weight on it, it's actually creating protection. It's one of our most vulnerable areas, whereas we have like ribs protecting our heart and our lungs. We've got nothing to protect our stomach, our digestive system, and our reproductive system. So this little added bit of weight is like good protection, right? And in this area, so much is happening. I'm digesting food, I'm taking in nutrients, my sexual and reproductive system, I'm having a million orgasms, I've birthed 2 babies. Like, there's been miracles upon miracles that have existed in this body. Start getting in touch with that. Okay, so those are just some very simple tips, but if you get into that, you're gonna bit by bit have your body become your best friend. And let me tell you, friends, it's a practice. It's a practice. It doesn't happen like, whoop, now my body's my best friend. It's about coming back to yourself and choosing yourself day in, day out, getting up in the morning, looking at this body, observing, enjoying, giving gratitude, touching day after day after day, and changing that perspective from something being wrong with your body, because we are often in a place of like, something's wrong, I don't feel good, I've gained too much weight, I've lost too much weight, no, to a perspective of my body is working for my highest benefit 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is truly my best friend. It is working so that I can have the most pleasure from this experience called being human, and it does it without asking me for anything. It does it until I break it down. That's pretty huge. Okay, my darlings, fall in love with yourself. Enjoy, right? We're here for a finite amount of time, so we might as well get as much enjoyment and pleasure from being on this planet as we can. I love you, and I'll see you soon.